All right. Hi, everybody. So we're going to look at number 50. All right, so here it says solve each triangle. That means we want to find all the missing sides and all the missing angles. So here we're given a side and another side. So whenever we're given two sides, we want to find the other side first. Now the way we find the other side is we're going to do the Pythagorean Theorem. Let me make these. Let me block out these really quick. Okay, so first thing that we want to do is we want to find the missing side. Find the other side. All right. Now we have a right triangle. We have two sides already. Hey, let's use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Cha-cha-cha. So the only one that's really important to note is the c. C is the hypotenuse. The little square always points to the hypotenuse, which is 30. So there we go. Our c is 30 squared equals our b is, we can let our a be 7 or our b be 7. I'll let the a be 7 or the b be 7. So a squared plus 7 squared equals 30. Oh, sorry, it should be d. It says d there. All right, so we have that. Now we want to solve for d. So we're going to subtract 7 squared from both sides. And we get 30 squared minus 7 squared. And then we need to get rid of that square root. The opposite of square rooting. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. So we square root both sides and we get square root of 30 squared minus 7 squared. And then you plug this into Desmos. Okay, now I wish I had opened up Desmos ahead of time. There we go. So let's hit the square root. 30 squared, a squared, and then plus, minus 7 a squared, and there you go. We get 29.17. So we're going to round that to the nearest tenth, so 29.2. And that's our first one. And now we want to find the angle. So the way we find one of the angles is we want to use the sides that they gave us. You don't want to use the estimated values because you're just going to throw your numbers off. Okay, especially if you become an engineer or something. Yeah, you want to make sure everything is as exact as possible. Okay, so find an angle. And which one are you going to find? It doesn't matter. I'll find D first since it's alphabetical. Okay, so find D. Find D. That means 7 is the adjacent because it's next to D, and 30 is the hypotenuse because, well, the right square always points to the hypotenuse, so that one's not going to change. All right, so we have the adjacent, we have the hypotenuse, so that means we're going to have to use, so nope, ka, yep, toa, and we already said ka, so cosine. So we're going to use cosine. So let's use our cosine. We have cosine of D equals, and adjacent over hypotenuse, so 7 over 30. And now we want to solve for D, so we want to get rid of that cosine. So the inverse of cosine is inverse cosine. All right, so we do this on Desmos. All right. So in Desmos, you want to hit the function function button. So main, ABC, and then function. It's on the top. And then hit inverse cosine, and then 7. Hit main, 7 divided by 30. There we go. We get 76.5. And then there's stuff after that 5. So that means we are going to round up. So we want to round to the nearest degree. So 77 degrees. That's it. Okay. So we know that's 77 degrees. Boom. All right, since that's 77 degrees, oh, let's put the blue one, 29.2. So since that's 77 degrees, yeah, we can find the other one really easily because all angles inside of a triangle add up to 180. But this, we already have a 90 here, so 180 minus 90 is 90. So that's the right triangle angle theorem. All right, so we have find the other angle. So our other angle, measure of angle E, equals 90 minus measure of angle D. All right, don't say measure of angle F because measure of angle F is the right angle. Yeah, you don't want that. You want the other acute angle. Okay, so 90 minus the other acute angle, which is 77. So 90 minus 77 is going to give us 13 degrees. Ta-da! All right, and that is how we solve a triangle. We have all the sides, 1, 2, 3. We have all the angles, 1, 2, and 3. All right.